You know, if we're going to actually make a difference in this world, we've got to make the effort to actually care about things. And part of the thing that I think we struggle with in our society's become so corrupt that we've lost something. It used to be called a thing called righteous indignation. And what that meant basically is that any person, God's guy or not, the reality is that any person would finally just go, okay, that's just not okay. All right, I mean, sorry, you've stepped over the line. That's not okay. Guys, until we learn to look around at a world that has thrown God away and go, I'm sorry, but that's just not okay, based on God's principles and the difference it makes, we can't really care. Let me give you an illustration of that. I don't know if you know this or not, but 46 years ago, back in 1973, Roe versus Wade was put forward. And do you know that over 60 million babies have been aborted since that time? Now, I want you to stick this in the back of your head, because as you help other people when they struggle with this issue, you have to understand that the things that are always cited with abortion have to do with the incest, rape, the health of the baby, or the life of the mother. Those four things. They always point to those. Do you realize, guys, that all the abortions we have, less than 3% of all abortions are based on those four things? So that means that over 97% of abortion, don't forget this, over 97% of abortion is birth control. Now, where has that led us? You may not know this, but last month, a fascinating, horrifying thing happened in the New York Senate. What they did is they actually stood and they gave a standing ovation to a bill that they had just passed. Do you know what the bill was? The bill was that they just passed that if a woman tries to have an abortion and it's botched and the baby is born, so the baby is already born, the woman can consider with her doctor and decide, let's kill the baby after it's born, called infanticide. They actually stood and applauded in America infanticide. See, guys, this is where we step back and go, okay, wait a minute. That's just not okay. Until we learn to look around and be God's standard, to say, here's what God has said, and because of that, we're going to say, righteous indignation, not okay. We can't care. And listen, the reason all this is happening is because God cares. We have to learn to care in that same way.